Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Love Your Vibe podcast. I'm your host, Sean Grant. Happy to have you here on this beautiful Monday morning. Feeling great, feeling fantastic, ready to shed some light on some really, really great topics. And most importantly, the topic of, what's that? Oh, yes. When things look bleak, opportunity is at its greatest. When things look bleak, opportunity is at its greatest. And so to delve a little bit deeper into this and just kind of explain to you what we truly mean when we talk about opportunity being at its greatest. Sometimes you're waiting for things to come through for you. Sometimes you're waiting to overcome difficulty in your life. You're waiting for just a breakthrough to present itself and just kind of pull you out of that rut, out of being stuck, out of just continual struggle. And what happens is that sometimes just so the energy of faith can be more than enough to push you through to that point of your promised land, so to speak, things get rough. Things get you feel the pressure start to turn up a bit. You feel, the heat come down on you in such a way that it can almost seem unbearable. And that's okay. And the reason that I say that's okay is because we find ourselves being caught in a position sometimes of not being able to physically see what's going to manifest in front of us. What is going to open up and what is going to take us to a place of where we can finally go, whew, that was a close one. But the truth of the matter is, faith comes down to trusting. Faith is the opportunity, right? Because when nobody else sees it, when people doubt, when people don't think that it can happen, your faith is what can make things come to pass in a matter of moments, creating miracles that nobody would have ever seen or thought was possible within the situation that you're in. And if you're feeling like you're lacking in faith, what I like to do is just look back on the times when a miracle just completely opened up and appeared because I decided that I was going to stay firm, that I was going to stay tough, that I was going to do what I needed in order to have this thing manifest physically. And it never fails. It never fails. And so oftentimes we don't know what's going to happen. But I do know this. Here's what I do know. I know that at the end of the day, Spirit is working in our favor. At the end of the day, Spirit is going to come alive for us physically when we need it. And it may not be at the time that we suspect, but we trust that it will be at the right time. We trust that it will be at the perfect time. And that in itself keeps us at peace. Keeps us at peace that no matter what we face, even the most dire situations, we can be at peace knowing that God has never failed us, not even once. All right? And so if you can come from that place, if you can come from the idea of understanding and knowing and appreciating that when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, yes. But when it seems like things don't look good, when it seems like your opportunity is non-existent, that's when it is the greatest. And it's the greatest because what it does is it feeds our soul. It feeds us the ability to rise higher. And there's absolutely nothing better than being an individual who is very strong and in tune with spirit on the inside. Because what happens is you reach a place where the outside does not affect you. And this is how we all should be, because we've talked about this beforehand. Things are forever changing in the physical world. They wither, they pass away, they move on, we get new stuff. That's how it is. But spiritually, if you can build your faith, if you can build your spiritual toughness, I like to call it, that can take you through anything. It can take you through anything. It can take you to a point of understanding that, okay, I may not even see anything now, but my intuition is going to guide me right down the path so I can run in to the good that I've been promised ever since I came to this earth, right? And how many times have I seen it done? There used to be a saying that we used to talk about in church. If God can do it for me, he can do it for you. If God did it for him, he can do it for you. And it's so true. It's so true, because if the universe will do it for one person, no one person is greater than another. You know, we might have different mindsets, different points of view and perspectives, but no one person is better than any other. So if it can happen for Jack, it can happen for John. If it can happen for Jane, it can happen for Jill. Either or, it can happen for anybody when you understand that all you have to do is trust. All you have to do is believe. All you have to do is rise higher. All you have to do is stay in faith and understand that opportunity exists the greatest when it's not visible. That means that it's up to you to get into the best frame of mind possible. All right, what I mean by that is to be positive, to be vibrationally grateful for everything that you have right now, to understand that everything that has occurred up to this point has happened for a greater purpose, a greater divine reason. Everything that has occurred is making you more of the person that you have been called to be. With that being said, how many times in your life have you faced dire circumstances? How many times in your life have you faced being in a situation where you are basically backed into a corner and there's nothing that it seems like you can do. There's nothing you can see, it seems like you can do. And right before it looks like the bottom is about to fall out, all of a sudden that back corner becomes a door. It swings open, you fly through it, and wham, before you know it, all of a sudden, you are sitting on top of the mountain. Where beforehand you were like basically drowning in the valley. And see, that's the power of the divine. Things can change that quickly. Things can unfold that suddenly as long as we're keeping our eyes in the right position. And that soul-centered, heart-centered, knowing that all things are possible. All things can happen to us. All things can happen for us. Right? All we have to do is stay strong and stay in the knowing that life is working out for our very best. Life is working out in our favor. Life is becoming something that's making us great, no matter what it looks like on the outside. Life is feeding your soul, right? Life is feeding your soul to help you to evolve into the being that can inspire humanity. And I beg you, I plead, I ask you, never run away from the challenge, right? Never run away from the challenge. Know that everything you need on the inside, or everything you need is on the inside, and you have it. to rise up and to rise higher and to be greater than anyone could have ever imagined. Because it all starts with you. And if you realize that, if you know that, if you understand that you have that power within to be that beast in any situation, you will always come out victorious. Always. And that's what I want for you. So if you're in a place right now, no matter what it is, your finances, your career, your spirituality, physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever it is, if you're in that place and it looks like there's no way out, I want you to start being grateful for the opportunity. I want you to start getting excited for what's about to unfold itself. I want you to start getting vibrationally conscious about an opening, a door or a window opening that will present itself to help you to rise higher out of this seeming obstacle and take you to the level that you've been dreaming about. And understand that it's there. And I can say that it's there because I've been there and I know that it's there. And I want you to see that it's there also. Because with faith, with trust, with belief, life moves. Things in life move. And they move the way you desire them to. But you have to stay strong. You have to stay in faith. And you have to trust that God and the universe are working in your favor. Guys, thanks so much for joining me today. Always a pleasure. Remember, stay strong, stay in faith, and everything will work out for you. We'll talk soon. Thanks so much. Take care.